This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
If you have insurance or you don't have insurance, it can be deadly and dangerous.
Right now at 11, heartbroken families are pushing for accountability and change from a major company based in Indianapolis. Good evening to you. At 11 o'clock, I'm Mark Mullins. Tomorrow, people living with diabetes and their families are holding a vigil in front of Eli Lilly for people who have lost their lives while rationing expensive and life-saving insulin. RTV6's Cameron Riddle spoke with a mother who wants big pharmaceutical companies to know they're making it nearly impossible to survive diabetes.
For many of us, all we need to survive is air, food, and some amount of sleep. But for diabetics, it's a totally different story. Their life depends on insulin, a life necessity they say is now too expensive thanks to companies like Eli Lilly.
Lots of people are having to ration their insulin because the cost is way too expensive. It's around $300 list price for one vial of insulin, and people need 1, 2, 3, or even 4 vials per month.
Elizabeth Feaster knows the price of insulin all too well. Each month, she and thousands of others are at the mercy of the money in their pocket and the pharmaceutical companies who control the literal cost to stay alive. That's why this weekend, they will hold a vigil outside the Indianapolis headquarters of Eli Lilly, one of 3 major companies they say have increased insulin prices by 1,300%.
We're going to say this has to stop. The price has to be lowered, and we have to stop being extorted for a medication that was meant to be available to everyone and should be affordable to all.
That was not the case for Nicole Smith Holt's son, Alec. He too had diabetes, but died less than 1 month after being kicked off of his mother's health insurance when he turned 26. Alec, a restaurant manager, was trying to ration his insulin because he couldn't afford to pay full price.
You know, he was 26, he was feeling proud and didn't want to have to come to mom and dad to ask for a little bit of money. And he decided that he would try and stretch out his insulin and try to make it last until payday. Unfortunately, his body was found 3 days prior to payday. So he was very close to making it. But it's playing Russian roulette with your lives when you have to ration a life-sustaining medication.
This mother wants companies like Eli Lilly to know they are killing the people who are fighting to stay alive. She says it's beyond time for change.
My son's blood is on their hands, the blood of every single type 1 diabetic who's lost their lives because they can't afford the product that you create to sustain their life. It's on their hands.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Well, that vigil is happening tomorrow at 8 across from Eli Lilly's headquarters on Delaware Street. This year, Indiana passed a law that created a committee to examine why life-saving drug prices have been skyrocketing. Working for you, IPL says repair work will start next week to bring light back to a north side neighborhood. RTV6 first started asking about the street light situation along College Avenue between 38th and 42nd Streets after neighbors told us the lights have been out for months. We'll continue to check up with the utility company for updates on the process. Now to the forecast. Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is working for you tonight, helping you plan your weekend. Kevin.
You can definitely tell the difference since the last time we talked, since the 7 o'clock news. Temperatures are down and the humidity is way down. It's 65 right now in Kokomo, 67 in Martinsville. Temperatures a little cooler in Cass County, 64. You get the idea. Temperatures will continue to slide. Now to the south and east, still a little bit warmer, but the cooler air is moving your way. Be patient. Temperatures, because of this west-northwest wind, will fall all the way into the 50s. You can't miss that. I'm sure if you've been out tonight, you've seen the full moon. There are your temperatures tomorrow morning. That's the way we start the weekend, with comfortable temperatures, lots of sunshine. We'll talk about what rolls in for the afternoon and the second half of the weekend coming up.
See you soon, Kevin. Thank you. New at 11, a disturbing discovery in Morgan County. Investigators say a homeowner found a body in a ditch while walking her dog this afternoon. It happened at 3:45 this afternoon on Man Road near County Road 1100. The sheriff's office says the body is badly decomposed. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. And a man is dead after police found him with gunshot wounds in the front yard of a home on the east side of Indianapolis. Officers were called to Nimitz Drive, northeast of 21st in Arlington, just before 6 o'clock. The victim died at the hospital. Caught on camera, a calm thief stealing a car right out of a driveway in Chapman Estates on the south side of Greenfield. Police believe the suspect is connected to a string of car break-ins and thefts. Officers filed 17 separate incidents in the neighborhood on Saturday, including a stolen car. Investigators believe there are at least 4 suspects. And surveillance video and pictures show suspects in a second wave of similar crimes today in the Liberty Shores neighborhood on the west side of Greenfield. Homeowners reported 15 separate cases of theft from vehicles and 2 stolen cars. If you have information, you're asked to call Greenfield Police. The number's there on your screen, 317-325-1280. New possible vaping regulations are taking center stage after President Trump said he is considering banning flavored e-cigarettes. Working for you, RTV6 is finding out how that would impact local businesses. William Tilbury runs 3 vape shops in Indianapolis. He's concerned about the future if the Food and Drug Administration bans all flavored products. Tilbury is aware of the recent outbreak of lung illnesses connected to vaping, but he doesn't think the products on his shelves are the cause.
With the black market, there's no records, there's no clean rooms, there's no facilities it's being made in, and you get people not knowing what they're doing, producing these products that are making people sick. That's what's happening right now.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, most patients suffering from illnesses related to vaping reported using products containing THC, but SIM did report using only nicotine. An unusual battle may be brewing between Indianapolis and the company that powers it. The city plans to play a role in IPL's latest rate hike proposal that would increase costs over 7 years. Today, the city filed a petition to intervene with the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission. An attorney will take a close look at the proposal. Mayor Joe Hogsett released a statement saying, in part, quote, "As a city, we also have an obligation to ensure that any required upgrades do not unfairly burden working families in Indianapolis," end quote. As National Suicide Prevention Week winds down, RTV6 is shining a light on a profession with a very high suicide rate, but it's rarely talked about. Veterinarians are 2 to 3 times more likely to take their own lives compared to the general population. A local vet shared insight with RTV6 about some of the reasons why.
This balance between, I might go from an exam room and be working with a puppy or a kitten to walking next door and doing a euthanasia. And that's a huge mental swing in how your day goes. We're the only medical profession that physically advises towards euthanasia or death, and we actually physically deliver it. Like, we push the plunger and euthanize those animals. Pediatricians don't do that. Dentists don't do that.
Dr. Jennifer Quammen says this issue is discussed in vet schools. Many even employ social workers and mental health providers. The Indianapolis Animal Shelter is dealing with another overcrowding crisis. That means adoptions will be free this weekend. IACS says cages in the dog and cat rooms are completely full. Many animals are now being placed in temporary cages in test rooms. The shelter on Harding Street on the southwest side is open from 10 to 6 Saturday and Sunday. Now to a sport you usually don't see on TV. Tonight, a polo match in Whitestown doubled as a fundraiser for the nonprofit group Folds of Honor. The organization provides scholarships to spouses of children of fallen and disabled service members. Leaders say this event is one way to bring their work to different audiences.
It's just really an awesome opportunity for us to be out here spreading the word. We were born in the golf community, so a lot of golfers know about the Folds of Honor Foundation, and slowly but surely we try and reach other communities of people who are just patriotic Americans who want to give back.
Well, for more information on the organization, including how to donate and how to apply for scholarships, go to foldsofhonor.org. A day-long event that honors IMPD officers through food and fellowship wrapped up not too long ago. The Father's House on Franklin Road near Brookville Road on the east side served meals to hundreds of East and Southeast District officers. It's something the church does every year. The roll call started bright and early at 5:30 a.m. Volunteers serve officers throughout the day, covering every shift. There are still many questions tonight in the case of a little girl adopted from the Ukraine by a central Indiana couple, then left behind to live alone in an apartment. The latest on the investigation next. And RTV6 is working for you and getting results thanks to your help. The community stepped up in different ways this week after seeing neighbors in need on RTV6.
RTV6 is working to get answers for a Shelby County couple who returned home from a camping trip to find their roof missing. Kevin and Shelley Giles made the unwelcome discovery today. You can see the extent of the damage here.
I believe someone was actually working here, a crew of people, and realized they were at the wrong address and left.
It feels like a dream.
SPG reached out to RTV6, seeking to use their skills to bring peace of mind to this family.
We just wanted to give back to the community and help somebody that was in need of our help.
I'm amazed by it all. I can't believe that, you see these things on TV and then it's happening to you, and there are good people out there.
Car thefts now impacting a local business owner. He let a client who was moving into their new home here in Heartland Crossing borrow a box truck, but sometime early Tuesday morning, they figured out that truck was stolen.
So yeah, it's costing me more money and more time.
A business owner whose truck was stolen during a string of vehicle thefts on the southwest side tells us his truck has been found after we aired the story yesterday. Paul Miller of Innovative Home Realty says the truck was located today behind a shopping plaza at State Road 31 and Shelby Road. Miller says the recovered truck is drivable, but there is some damage.
For Andy Moore Kia in Avon.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Police are asking for information from the public about a bizarre and heartbreaking case in Tippecanoe County. Investigators say a couple abandoned their 8-year-old daughter, rented an apartment for her, and moved to Canada. According to court documents, the couple adopted the little girl from the Ukraine in 2010. She told detectives she lived with Michael and Christine Barnett for 2 years after the adoption and at a home in Hamilton County. The couple left in 2013 and never contacted her again.
If anybody has any information about this case, we do ask that they contact our department, 765-423-9321, and where they can always remain anonymous and use the WeTip hotline.
Michael Barnett had the child's legal age changed from 8 to 22, according to documents. Police say the girl's neighbors helped care for her. The Barnetts are charged with neglect. RTV6 is committed to helping all Hoosiers work toward a brighter future by landing jobs and advancing their careers. Today, Hiring Hoosiers got a look at a new mentoring program designed to help inmates re-enter the workforce and stay out of jail.
There's a lot to come out of this. You just have to put forward the work.
TOWER, which stands for Transitioning Opportunities for Work, Education, and Reality, hosted a job fair at the Hamilton County Jail. The program pairs soon-to-be-released inmates with a mentor, gives them secure housing, and helps them find jobs. One man we spoke with doing time for auto theft says he now has a solid idea of what's waiting for him when he's released next month.
With the looks of it, that I could have employment with upon just being released, and I feel like it'd be more benefit to me to just get back into society and get to working on making a better self in my career.
Companies that participated in today's job fair tell us inmates in the program make up a valuable talent pool, and some have high experience in high-demand fields. The TOWER program is funded by local donors and business owners in Hamilton County. Well, bands, beer, and bratwurst took over downtown Indianapolis tonight. This is the scene from the Monument Circle Oktoberfest celebration. The annual party also raises money for the Soldier and Sailors Monument and the Indiana War Memorials Foundation. Looks like it was a great time out there.
Great night, perfect timing. Cooler air is taking over as well. We're state divided right now, with the eastern half of the state warmer than western Indiana, where it's already in the low 60s in some spots. We'll all be united, though, with temperatures in the 50s, not just tomorrow morning, but Sunday morning. Then we start to warm things up quickly early next week. So definitely take advantage of the very low humidity. Tomorrow, the coolest, most comfortable day of the next week. On Sunday, temperature shoots back to 86. The humidity, though, will lag behind. We won't really feel the humid air until Monday. Great day for football. Big game tomorrow in Bloomington. Noon kickoff 75 with lots of sunshine. Not until a night game at 7:30 is the kickoff up in West Lafayette. TCU and the Boilermakers, 76 degrees. South Bend, 75 with lots of sunshine. Stays in the 70s all day in northern Indiana. And Ball State with a 2 o'clock kickoff, 76 degrees with sunshine. Temperatures tomorrow struggle to hit 80 to the north. No more than, say, 82 or 83 even in the warm spots in the southern portion of the viewing area. And around 80 for Indianapolis. On Sunday, temperatures up a little bit. Humidity hasn't quite caught up, though. though, I think that is on Monday when we start to feel more humidity. But one thing you'll see missing from the entire 7-day forecast, rain chances. It looks like it will be a dry week next week and also progressively warmer. As you look at the 7-day forecast, let me just mention that beyond the 7-day forecast, temperatures will still average above the normal high of 79. Looks like a long extended stretch here as we make our move officially toward the start of fall.
Which is how many days away?
It's the 23rd.
All right.
So I'll let you do the math.
Do the math here. What's today? It's Friday.
Days.
Today's Friday.
Oh, it's Friday the 13th.
Yes, there you go.
Bizarre things happening in high school sports.
I'm sure there are. Yeah.
Some crazy highlights and a lot of rivalries, too. We got trophy games. We had the Mud Sock game. Hamilton Southeastern Fishers. You got the KFC game between, well, legendary rivalry. Chittard, Cathedral. We were there. Avon, Brownsburg. You name it. Highlights, more. Friday Football Frenzy next.
.com.
From RTV6, this is Friday Football Frenzy.
It's a ton of number ones play tonight. Number 1 in 4A is Mooresville. The Pioneers at Greenwood tonight. Huge game in the Mid-State Conference. Mooresville in white. Pass here to Braden Evans. Watch the Greenwood D, though. Get in there. Just strip it out. Woodman recover. Greenwood ball. Not for long, though. Ensuing play. Picked by Dane Stevenson. He heads the other way. Eventually brought down. Kalijah Perry hits Evans for the score. Mooresville wins it 31-7. Pioneers improved to 4-0 for the second straight year. Good evening. It's Friday Football Frenzy on Friday the 13th. Only means something if something bizarre happens, and when it comes to Brownsburg and Avon, something certainly can. Brad Brown with a story from the West Side.
For the first time in the long history of this rivalry, Avon entered the game as the number 1 team in Class 6A. And the Orioles at home tonight certainly had plenty of energy at the start of this one. But mistakes by both offenses and an ugly first quarter had the game scoreless. In the second, Brownsburg put together a drive led by running back Donovan Marcus that got them into Avon territory and eventually capped it with a 35-yard field goal and a 3-0 lead. Avon managed no points in the first half. 5 punts, 2 missed field goals, and a frustrating trip to the locker room, trailing by that field goal after the first 2 quarters. In the third quarter, Avon would get its first big play of the game when sophomore running back Krishawn McCray broke through for the 62-yard touchdown run that got Avon on the board with a 7-3 advantage. Still 16 minutes of football left to play, and down the stretch it would be the Orioles' defense that set the tone. The Bulldogs were only able to make it into the red zone twice. A 4th down stop with under 2 minutes to go gave Avon the ball back, but they would have to get one more stop in the final minute, and Joseph Sargent came up with the interception to seal the deal. Not a pretty win, but a 7-3 victory. A 4-0 start for Avon, and they're bringing the B&O Bell back to the Orioles' home field.
Defensively, we had to pick it up. We just had to keep going. And it's games like that. It's games where the offense will, pick up for the defense. It's game where the defense will pick up for the offense.
Offensive line kept pushing them, stayed in it together. Everybody gelled together as we went on to the game. We just ended up breaking one.
So, I think it's great that we have that team unity and that team bond and that connection to where we can, defensively, we can come back in there and just finish the job, really.
The 7-3 final is the lowest scoring game in this rivalry since 2003. The 4-0 Orioles will be home again next week when they take on Franklin Central. In Hendricks County, Brad Brown, Friday Football Frenzy.
Crazy game on the west side. Brad, thanks. Let's check out another huge rivalry. HSE going over to 7th-ranked Fishers. Mud Sock game. Picking up in the third. Fishers already up 14-0. Adding to it, Dylan Scally. Had 16 carries, 76 yards, 8-yard score there. Tigers up 21-0. One more in the fourth here. Marcus Rue will keep it. They're not booing. They're saying Rue. Mud Sock game goes to Fishers 27-6. Tigers improved to 4-0 at the first time in 10 years. Speaking of rivalries, one really big one and one in the Indiana Crossroads Conference. All a part of week 4 of Dave's home video. Well, we've known for years now that when it comes to tailgating, they are very serious here at Cathedral. And the guys behind me, by the way, they just whipped up something special for this one. How about tenderloin stuffed with goat cheese? Yeah, don't try that at home. But not only is the tailgate special, but so is the trophy between Chittard and Cathedral. Check this thing out. It goes back to 1970, going back and forth, although Cathedral's won 5 of the last 6 meetings. Consider this. 25 combined state championships between these two schools. That is simply incredible. That is a rivalry, and here come the Irish, and start off the nice opening drive. Warren Edwards doesn't hesitate up top to Jordan Thomas. 32-yard gain led to a Christian Aldering field goal. Irish up 3-0. Watch the sequence here, though, from Chittard. This is on 3rd and 7. Kyle Cheek to Dalen Taylor for the out pattern. First down Trojans. Next play, Cheek a little fake, deep to Taylor again. 27-yard gain. Then next play again, faking everyone out. What a play. Back to the quarterback. Cheeky play, indeed. Cathedral, though, big second half. Edwards, 355 total yards and 2 scores. They win 31-21. Irish improved to 3-1. Meanwhile, the waiting is the hardest part here at Manual High School. 2A number 2 Cecilia taking on Beech Grove. And yeah, I know Ohio State plays IU tomorrow down in Bloomington, but really the future of Ohio State football is on this field tonight. Josh Fryer is the senior center for the Hornets, and he is a big, big young man. 6'5", 300 pounds, one of the best centers in the country. And you guessed it, he's already committed to Buckeyes next year. And he is a great young man. But the Hornets had their hands full with the Crusaders tonight. Good first half. This is on 4th and 10 for Beech Grove. Gavin Mitchell spins around, finds Damon Tompkins for the touchdown. Beech Grove up 28-21 at the break. Third quarter, costly turnovers for BG. And number 30 is Cecina's Tyshawn Woods. Just try to bring this kid down. After another Beech Grove turnover, back to Woods. This is a 30-yard score. Woods finishes with a school record 6 touchdowns, a school record 319 rushing yards. Cecina wins it 55-35 as the Crusaders improved to 4-0, wrapping up Dave's home video. And to the MIC tonight, just 3 weeks into the season, and every team in the conference already has a loss, and that's before really the big games of the conference get started. Cedar Grove getting back into the mix tonight, hosting Ben Davis, Eric Moore, trying to get his kids going, and does here. Tavon Jackson over the middle, Connor Delp. Finally, CG is rolling up 27-7. As there's whiteout conditions at CG tonight, they are rolling. Good to see Center Grove got it going here as they win 48-20. Both teams now 1-3. And quickly to the north side, North Central hosting Lawrence North. Just before the half, Ellen and White to give here to Bashir Jones. Watch the moves here. Juke here, a cut there, 32-yard score. Game tied at 14 at the break, but North Central gets it rolling in the second half off the blitz. Harry Abel reads it. Jump ball to Richard Hamilton, 5-yard score. North Central, big dub at home. 42-27, both teams now 2-2. One more for you. 2A number 7, Triton Central, back at home hosting Monrovia. The Tigers scoring early and often. Eric Haboff here goes over the middle. Tough situation really for Monrovia. New coach, new program. Tigers win it 47-0. They improve to 3-1. Don't forget about a huge day of college football tomorrow. Ohio State's in town. Big one under the lights at Purdue, Ball State, and so forth. We'll have all the scores highlights throughout the weekend here on RTV6. Back after
BatteriesPlus.com.
It's the full moon that's made for a bright night, and that got us thinking about that game.
Light bright.
Light bright.
Awesome.
I'm sure I can't find, well, if I had it. Remember how you just lose all the little pegs of all the different colors?
Right, and then you step on them in the middle of the night and it hurts.
Like our childhoods were
turn
rough.
on the lights and go, "Ay, good night."
It's a pain.